Right now, we're turning to CBS News reporter Haley Ott, joining us from Tel Aviv in Israel. Haley, what have you heard from the Israeli government so far?
Good morning. We've actually just heard from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He's given an address to the Israeli people. He reiterated some of what President Trump said. He also said that President Trump had called him and that it was a warm conversation. And he thanked the United States, and he said a message of hope and strength to the Israeli people. We are just waking up here in Tel Aviv this morning to this news, and the feeling is one of uncertainty because people are waiting to see what, if any, and something is expected, will be Iran's response. So people are very much poised and waiting to see what happens next.
Now, this is an action Israel certainly could not have taken by itself on its own. So what is their next move at this point?
It's interesting. In this past week, it's almost appeared as though there were tensions between President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And there were questions about whether President Trump was going to bring the United States into this, whether he was going to use these bunker-busting bombs that only the U.S. had and was capable of deploying. And there was reporting that perhaps he was unhappy with Netanyahu. The messaging from both the president and the Israeli prime minister today is the opposite of that. They're both projecting affection for one another. Mr. Trump said that their team was one of the best teams in the world. I'm paraphrasing, but something similar. Effusive praise for one another. Mr. Trump has said that if Iran retaliates on Americans, that the United States will respond with even greater strength than just the strikes that it has carried out. Here in Israel, obviously, they've been poised to defend themselves from these missile strikes for a long time. We heard from Israel's Home Front Command, which is the group that tells Israeli citizens how to act when they're under threat. And they've increased the restrictions this morning. So whereas things were loosening up, offices were being allowed to open up. There was talk perhaps that even schools might be allowed to open up. Now workplaces are going to remain closed. Only essential workers are allowed to go in, and people are told to stay close to shelters.
Haley, Israel is dealing with Gaza and also attacks from Yemen. But these attacks this week from Iran have done a lot of damage there. How are people in Israel dealing with all of this?
What we've seen here this week is completely different when I speak to people, and also in my experience in this country, than the other kinds of attacks from Gaza, for example. Those are rockets. Israel's missile defense system, Iron Dome, is very good at intercepting those. And there's a whole system of shelters throughout the country that give people a great deal of comfort, even when they are under rocket attack. They provide very good protection for those kinds of projectiles. Ballistic missiles are a whole different kettle of fish, so to speak. They're huge, and their impacts are huge, and they're a new challenge for Israel's missile defense system. We've seen some make it through, and it's rattled people. People have said that they feel a sense of insecurity that I haven't heard from people in any other part of this war since I've been covering it, certainly since October 7th. The other thing to think about, too, is Americans who are in the region. We heard yesterday that the U.S. Embassy started evacuating Americans, but there are a number of American citizens here who are either dual citizens, who are on trips, who are visiting family, who have been really frantic to try to get out. Flights have been canceled, and they've been stuck, and they will be waking up to this news and probably worried about what that means for them and their hopes of returning home anytime soon.
And even Americans here are feeling a sense of insecurity as well. Haley Ott, thank you with that response from Israel for us.